Hi, my name is Margaret Ives and I'm the town moderator, and I'm here with Renee Ruthier. She and I are going to run through some information for you for the vote coming up on November 4, Tuesday. I'm going to talk about the ballot and absentee ballots, and Renee will then give you some information. So remember to vote Tuesday, November 4. The polls are open at 7 a.m. and they close at 8. The districts, as the screen showed you, are Districts 1 and 3 vote at Pinkerton. District 2 votes at Calvary Bible School. District 4 votes at Hood Middle School. So be sure to look closely at that screen. Remember again, 1 and 3 at Pinkerton, 2 at Calvary, 4 at Hood. And if you wonder what district you're in, there is a booklet. This booklet will be in the lobby at the town hall, and you can also look it up online because this has addresses. So what you would do is you would look up your address and look at the district where you vote. Easy to find, so there won't be any confusion on election day. I know Renee will go into this, but remember, one of the things to do is if you have not registered to vote, you want to bring proof of your identification. And you also want to bring proof of your identification in order to vote that day. I'm going to review the ballot with you. This is what the November 4 ballot looks like. You can see that it has 5 columns, but I want you to look carefully at these columns. This first column lists the offices that you're going to vote candidates into. We have the governor's race, the United States Senator race, the representative for Congress, the executive counselor, the state senator, down here the state representatives. And down here we have some of the county offices for sheriff, county attorney, county treasurer, register of deeds, register of probate, and county commissioner. So again, all the offices are listed in this column. The next column lists the Democratic candidates. The next column lists the Republican candidates. The next column says other candidates. You're going to ignore that, and let me tell you why. We have no third-party candidates running in Derry. In other places in New Hampshire, there are third-party candidates. This is blank. It should remain blank when you go to the polls to vote. This last column is for write-ins. Now, the state designs these ballots. I'm going to tell you a little something about this write-in box. The box that you see here means that you need to fit the name of your write-in inside this box and fill in the oval. To us, this box looks pretty small. So again, here are the offices. Here are the Democratic candidates. Here are the Republican candidates. This column that says other candidates, leave blank. This is your write-in. Make sure you vote only for the number of slots that are open in that office. For example, for the governor, it says right here, vote for 1. If you vote for more than 1 candidate, your vote does not count. For state representative, you're going to vote for 10. If you vote for more than 10 candidates, your vote does not count. Okay. On absentee ballots, you want to call the town clerk's office to receive an absentee ballot. You can go in person and pick it up. You can also call for it to be mailed to you, and then you mail it back or you take it back in person. Make sure when you sign the absentee ballot that you're the only one signing that ballot. And what?
They have to bring it back personally.
Yes, you have. Renee's reminding me to tell you, when you take the ballot, if you bring it back personally, make sure you're the person who voted on that absentee ballot, and then you bring the ballot back. you can mail it back. Absentee ballots can be received in person up to the day before the election, which is November 3rd. On the day of the election, the town clerk's office checks the U.S. mail to make sure that they have all the ballots that have been sent in by mail. There is a federal overseas ballot. That's for people who live outside the United States. They no longer have a domicile in New Hampshire, but their last domicile before leaving was New Hampshire. They vote for the federal office only, which in this election is the United States Senate seat. There's also what you call a UOCAVA absentee ballot. It's for an overseas citizen or an armed services voter who is unable to vote in person due to requirements of military service or living in isolated areas outside the United States and Canada. Again, it's for a federal office only. Remember, when you vote by absentee, it's because you're not in the area at the time of the vote, you're physically unable to come to the polls, or you have a religious observance. Okay, I think I've looked at my notes. I think it's time for Renee.
Hi, my name is Renee Ruthier. I'm supervisor of the checklist in Derry. The checklist is a list of registered voters in the town of Derry. Where you can register is with the town clerk or with the supervisor's office, which is room 104 at the Derry Municipal Center. And you can register anytime that the town clerk is open. That would be Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, 7:30 to 4, Wednesday, 10 to 7 p.m. And also the supervisors will have a session required by law on October 25th, which is a Saturday, from 11 to 11:30 a.m. You can register at that time too. But at that time, the checklist closes until November 3rd, and you can't register again until the day of the election. And that would be November 4th, on a Tuesday, as Margie said. Now, to register to vote, you need a photo ID, such as a license, a government ID, military ID, school ID, a picture. Proof of domicile, which is proof of where you live in Derry. It can be a car registration, a utility bill. The address on your license would be great too, a New Hampshire license. Proof of age, that's on the license or the birth certificate, which is another proof that you need. Proof of citizenship, your birth certificate, a passport, or naturalization papers if you were born out of the United States. You need to bring those with you. You may register at the polls with that above information, or you may register, as I said, at the town clerk or with the supervisors all the end of this week, well, today, and all of next week until Saturday morning, 11 to 11:30. Now, your district, if you're at the correct district, your name will be on the checklist so that you can be checked off and given a ballot, and it'll save you a lot of time. In order to do that, you may want to find out your district. If you have a computer, it's very easy. You go on derrynh.org. You click on where do I go for, and there's a question mark. You click on elections/voter registration. You click on supervisor of the checklist. Then you click on district street list. That is this list that Margie showed you previously. Each street is on the list with the district right beside it. And that's what's on the computer that you can find. Now, if you don't have a computer, you can call the supervisors of the checklist at 845-5490, or you can call the Derry Town Clerk at 432-6105, and we can answer you. The supervisors have varied hours. We're trying to work full-time next week, but if we're not in, it may take until the next day for us to answer you. Copies of the list of voters has your district and party as well, and we have copies in various places in the town. They're at the Taylor Library, at the Derry Public Library, in the reference room here at the town hall, and the town clerk has the list as well as the supervisors having the list. That will give you both your party and your district. Remember, for your district, Pinkerton votes at 1 and 3, Calvary is 2, and Hood Middle School is 4. Thank you.
We'll see you on Election Day, November 4. Tuesday. Remember, the polls are open 7 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Please come out to vote.
Yes.